As the weather gets warmer, nothing hits a sweet tooth craving quite like a slice of pineapple upside-down cake. And lucky for us, Reba McEntire has revealed her family's delicious recipe, including a tried-and-true trick for a decadent caramelized pineapple topping. The voice coach alum star has more than a few mouth-watering dessert recipes up her sleeve, including a seriously addictive sweet treat that her boyfriend Rex Lynn always wants in the house. And McEntire's Happy's Place co-star and longtime friend Melissa Peterman told NBC Insider that her banana pudding with vanilla wafers and peanut butter is amazing. And once you learn about McEntire's recipe for pineapple upside-down cake, you'll see why it's a family favorite. Read on for all the details. Reba McEntire's secret to a perfect pineapple upside-down cake is so simple. McEntire's recipe for pineapple upside-down cake was actually created by her mom, Jacqueline McEntire, who passed away in 2020. Mama loved to make this, the country legend writes in her cookbook, Not That Fancy, which features her own recipes as well as some from her friends, family, boyfriend Rex Lynn, and her restaurant, Reba's Place. And this sweet dessert is definitely one of McEntire's favorites. I love Mama's pineapple upside-down cake, she told Audible in a 2023 interview. Mama's secret: make the whole pineapple upside-down cake in a cast iron pan. Instead of making it in a baking dish, she would use her cast iron skillet. McEntire shares in Not That Fancy. As a kid, I thought this was the height of fancy cooking. Cast iron pans have been around for centuries, according to America's Test Kitchen, and are a coveted piece of cookware because they retain heat very well and can develop a natural non-stick surface over time, making it pretty handy for pineapple upside-down cake. McEntire's recipe, via Al Recipes, includes traditional ingredients for cake batter: all-purpose flour, salt, baking powder, butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, milk. But the country star's mama also adds a big dollop of sour cream to make the cake extra moist. For the pineapple topping, you'll melt butter and brown sugar in your cast iron skillet and then arrange a can of pineapple rings on top of the sweet mixture. The cake batter then gets poured right on top of the pineapples directly in the cast iron pan, and then you're ready to bake. Reba McEntire rules as queen at the center of country music, not just for her chart-topping successes, but also for her down-home appeal and cooking skills. Among her numerous skills, one lovely secret is her method for making the ideal pineapple upside-down cake, a dish based on her mother's knowledge, Jacqueline. This is a piece of legacy, a tribute to invention produced from love, history, and a dash of creativity, not only a dessert. Let's explore how Reba's mama-inspired approach transformed a traditional cake into a work of art by combining nostalgia with kitchen magic. Growing up in Chalky, Oklahoma, Reba McEntire found the kitchen to be as much a stage as any honky-tonk. The family's culinary genius was her mother, Jacqueline, who prepared dishes nourishing both body and spirit. A McEntire family favorite, pineapple upside-down cake was a delight that drew everyone to the table with its soft crumb and golden caramelized fruit. But it wasn't only the cake itself that set it unique. It was Jacqueline's ability to transform the mundane into the remarkable. Reba frequently mentions her mother's impact not only in music, but also in the most basic aspects of life. Jacqueline's kitchen was a classroom where lessons in taste and refinement were handed down like heirlooms. The pineapple upside-down cake was not only dessert for Reba, it was a memory of her mother's hands directing hers, a ritual that ignited her own creative flame. Reba's technique for refining this cake was a sincere homage to her origins rather than a fancy chef's hack, showing that the greatest inventions can originate from home. So, what is the secret? Reba claims that one easy action her mother swore by will help to make a perfect pineapple upside-down cake: marinating the pineapple rings in their own juice with a dash of brown sugar prior to baking. This is not your typical dump-and-bake method. Jacqueline's technique calls for at least an hour, sometimes overnight, of soaking pineapple slices in a syrupy mixture of their canned juice and brown sugar. The outcome? Fruit that, when turned onto the plate, is caramelized to perfection, exploding with taste and unbelievably soft. Though its effect is great, this technique is really straightforward. The marinade guarantees that the pineapple blends well with the buttery foundation of the cake by softening its texture and accentuating its inherent sweetness. The brown sugar gives the topping a glossy golden brilliance by adding a molasses depth. It's a patient process, one Jacqueline taught Reba, and this patience distinguishes a good cake from a fantastic one. What makes this trick so original? It's about rethinking the wheel, not about inventing it. Since the 1920s, when canned pineapple became a cupboard favorite, pineapple upside-down cake has been a Southern staple. Most recipes ask for laying the rings directly from the can into a skillet, batter topping them, and hope for the best. Jacqueline's method, however, gives the procedure purpose. It's a reminder that creativity doesn't always equal complexity. Rather, it is the ability to recognize possibility where others see habit. Reba's adoption of this approach reveals her own creative energy. Known for putting emotion into every note as a performer, in the kitchen, she does the same with every component. Sharing her mother's method not only passes on a recipe, but also encourages people to slow down, appreciate the process, and take pleasure in the careful creation of something. It's a concept that speaks much beyond baking, reflecting the way Reba lives her life, with heart, tenacity, and a dash of flair. Let's imagine Reba's pineapple upside-down cake brought to reality using her mother's knowledge. Reba's favorite canvas for that rustic crunch is a cast-iron pan, so begin with a cast-iron skillet. Melt butter with brown sugar until it bubbles like a sweet Oklahoma sunset. Then place the marinated pineapple rings in a sunburst pattern, each one full with juice and promise. For a burst of vintage appeal, Nestle maraschino cherries in the centers. Poured over the batter. A straightforward combination of flour, sugar, eggs, and vanilla. Its lightness is just opposite to the thick topping. The kitchen filled with a scent equal parts caramel, fruit, and reminiscence while the cake bakes. The marinated pineapple works its magic, releasing liquids that mix with the buttery sugar to create a sticky topping without being overbearing. The moment of truth, the flip, arrives when the skillet comes out of the oven. A fast action turns the cake onto a plate, so exposing a mosaic of shining caramel and golden pineapple. One bite reveals why Reba refers to this as her mother's masterpiece, moist, tasty, and memorable. For Reba, this cake is a link to her mother, who died in 2020, not only a dish. Beyond recipes, Jacqueline's teachings included tenacity, compassion, and the importance of diligence for Reba. Every time Reba bakes this cake, she is honoring that legacy, preserving her mother's spirit in every slice. It's a reminder that creativity is about why you create it, not only about what you produce. Reba's why is family, memory, and the delight of passing on something important. Fans have seized on this narrative, inundating social media with their own Reba's cake efforts. Home bakers post images of their skillet successes on sites such as X, usually tagging Reba with phrases like, "Made your mama's cake, and it's a hit." It's evidence of a single trick's ripple effect of inventiveness inspiring many cooks. Reba, always the motivator, usually replies with heart emojis, or "a mama would be proud," acknowledging the community she has created via her music and her recipes. Reba's pineapple upside-down cake seems like a warm hug in 2025, when molecular gastronomy and air-fried devices rule culinary trends. It's just trying to be decent, not fashionable or TikTok viral. That is what gives it edgeless quality. Reba's mother's lesson is about pleasing others, not about bragging. Take what you know, sprinkle some of your own magic on it, and share it with the world. This is a lesson in creativity that goes well beyond the kitchen. This cake also plays on a common reality. Food is memory. Every mouthful that melts on the tongue tells a story of Sunday dinners, of mothers and daughters, of small-town origins anchoring even the greatest stars. Reba's method invites us all to discover our own culinary stories by turning a traditional dessert into something special. It's a call to connect, not for perfection, but rather for creation. More than a recipe, Reba McEntire's pineapple upside-down cake is a tribute to the silent force of creativity using her mama-inspired marinating technique. It reveals how a mother's knowledge may ignite a daughter's legacy, and how a little change can transform the mundane into the remarkable. Every caramelized ring and soft crumb contains a bit of Reba's heart, an homage to Jacqueline's legacy and a call to preserve customs. Therefore, the next time you bake, follow Reba's example. Let your imagination shine, your memories direct your hands, and your pineapple soak a bit longer. Reba has shown us that the greatest recipes, like the best songs, come from the soul.